I've stopped asking my wife for help. Not because I don't need it, but because I got tired of the belittling look on her face every time I did. And I think that might be worse than actually struggling alone.
It started small, you know? I'd ask her opinion on something with the kids, or I'd need her to grab something for me from the store on her way home. Just normal stuff that couples are supposed to handle together, you know? But every time I asked, there was this moment, this split second, where I could see it on her face. Frustration. Exhaustion. Like I was adding one more thing to her already overloaded plate. And she'd help, don't get me wrong, but sometimes after an argument. But that look was always there first. That flash of, really? You need me to handle this too? And after a while, I just couldn't take it anymore. So I stopped asking. I started figuring things out on my own, making decisions without her input, handling problems solo even when I wasn't sure what I was doing. The kids needed new shoes. I figured out the sizes myself. Something broke in the house. I watched YouTube videos until I could fix it, or at least make it functional. Needed advice on something important? I'll just make the call and hope for the best. And if it was something I must do but don't have a way to do it, I just sacrifice whatever benefit I might get from doing it, and I won't think or talk about it ever again. I wasn't surprised she didn't notice, or if she did, she didn't say anything. Life just kept moving forward, and I kept handling things quietly. And here we are today, just existing in the same space, without really needing each other for anything anymore. There was this moment last week where our youngest fell and split his lip. It wasn't serious, but there was blood and crying, and I had to clean him up and calm him down. And the whole time I wanted to call her. I wanted her to take over because, frankly, she's always been better at this stuff than me. But I didn't call. I just handled it. Cleaned him up, gave him ice cream, put on his favorite show. And by the time she got home, it was like nothing had happened. Later that evening, she asked how the day was, and I said fine. And that was it.
My father was stubborn as hell, and he never or rarely asked for help. I used to think it was pride, this old-school masculine thing where real men handle everything on their own. But now, I understand it differently. He didn't ask because he learned, just like I'm learning now, that asking for help when you're already seen as a burden just makes you feel smaller. I remember a morning after the first time he had a weekly shift. He woke up and could barely move. His back was killing him. You could see it in the way he sat on the bed, the way he winced when he thought nobody was looking. My mother quietly asked if he wanted a massage, if she could help ease the pain. And he just said, "I'm fine," and waved her off. She didn't push it. After the weekend, he asked for one day off, and on Tuesday he was back at it, even when he could barely stand up straight, and taking pills he couldn't afford. I asked him why, and he said he had to, because stopping meant admitting something was wrong. He chose the pain over accepting her help, over letting her see him as weak. I'm 33 now, and I'm watching myself turn into him in real time before he passed at 63 years. The same silence, the same self-reliance that's really just isolation, the same quiet breaking that nobody sees because we've gotten too good at handling things alone. He died without ever asking for what he needed. And I'm following the same path, one unanswered question at a time.
Here's what I can't say to anyone in my real life. I'm drowning. I'm handling everything, sure, but I'm barely keeping my head above water. And I'm exhausted from pretending I've got it all figured out. The truth is, I need help. Like yesterday. I need someone to share this weight with, someone to tell me I'm making the right choices, someone to just be there when things fall apart so I don't have to hold it all together by myself. But I can't ask anymore. Because asking means seeing that look on her face again. And that look makes me feel like I'm failing even harder than I already am. So instead, I just do everything alone. I make decisions that might be wrong. I fix things that might break again tomorrow. I raise our kids with guesses and hopes instead of shared wisdom. And I tell myself, this is what being a man looks like, even though I know it's really just what being alone looks like. The worst part is how invisible it makes me. When you stop asking for help, people stop checking on you. They assume you're fine because you're not complaining. They assume you've got it handled because you're still showing up every day. But nobody sees that you're dying inside from carrying all of this by yourself. Sometimes I wonder what would happen if I just let everything fall apart for one day. If I didn't pretend I had it together. But I can't do that. Because if I stop, everything stops. And I've got kids counting on me. A family that needs things to keep running.
If you stopped asking for help too because it hurts less than being disappointed, I want you to know something. This isn't strength. I know we tell ourselves it is, but brother, it's not. It's just survival. And survival isn't the same as living. I don't have a solution for this. I haven't figured out how to ask for help again without feeling like I'm failing. I haven't learned how to share the weight without feeling like a burden. And I don't know if that day will ever come, honestly. But I do know this. You're not supposed to carry everything alone. Even if it feels like you have to, even if asking for help has hurt you too many times, even if you've gotten good at pretending you don't need anyone, you're still not supposed to do this alone. I'm still here. Still figuring things out by myself. Still showing up every day even though I'm exhausted from handling it all. And so are you. We're both still here. Still trying. Still carrying what nobody else sees. I'm Dad alone. I'll see you next time.